accept the fact that this city is headed for a disaster of biblical proportion. Biblical? What do you mean this Old Testament? Yeah, Mayor. Real wrath of God type stuff. Fire and brimstone coming down from the skies. Rivers and seas boiling. 40 years of darkness, earthquakes, volcanoes, the theocracy from the grave. Human sacrifice, dogs and cats living together. That's hysteria.
Broadcasting live from the WDCE studios out of the University of Richmond, you're listening to 90.1 FM from the most trusted puppet in media. Reporting since Roswell, I'm Sam Newsman, and this is Saturday morning. I want to thank everyone, of course, for joining into the show. I have a couple of people here. I see Cobra Viper first, Racer K, DFS, Casual Toy Collector, Big M Prime as well. Thank you. Yes, it is my birthday. And no, just because it is April the 1st doesn't mean that it is an April Fool's joke. April the 1st, 1901. That would make me 122. That's right, 122. And you said, well, Sam, you'll look amazing for 122. Well, well, of course I do. You know, that's what you do when you want to keep yourself up. Happy birthday, fuzzy pecans. Can we say that? We can say fuzzy pecans. But yeah, so here it is, 122 as of today. I've seen a lot of things. But here we are. Thank you. See Cato, Ash Bailey. I see those guys in the chat here as well. Sugar Skills, Roundhead. I see Roundhead over there too. But anyways, thank you guys so much. Like I said, it is my birthday. And being that it is my birthday, you know, I could have called out. I mean, how many times do you know people when they have a birthday, what do? Well, they call out and they say, well, hey, it's my birthday. I'm not going to go into work. No. Not the most trusted puppet in media. That's not going to happen at all. But of course, if you want to see me, you want to see my beautiful puppet face, because here you are. If you were listening, you're knowing that we're broadcasting on a radio signal, WDCE 90.1 FM. But you might be thinking to yourself, well, Sam, it's your birthday and I want to see you. Well, you can do that by going to @SamNewsman on Instagram. And then we have over here @SamNewsman on Facebook, YouTube, and what's the other one? Twitter. Yes, Twitter. That's right. So here we are. We're so Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook over here on this camera. And then there's the IG camera over there. The old ball coach. Shout out to the old ball coach. So yes, you know, I saw that. So I saw that the next HasLab is going to be the mask truck. I believe that's what's going on. Yes, it is a multi-stream. We'll get to the mask truck here in a minute. Listen, we got to make sure that everybody knows where they're going. @Sam Newsman on Instagram, @Sam Newsman on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Once again, download the Live 365 app. And you can listen to the radio stream. Now, what I just played a few moments ago, a couple of wrestling themes. We have the Shield, the Honky Tonk Man, the Arn Anderson, Four Horsemen theme, and Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. And you ask, well, why, Sam, are you playing wrestling themes? Well, that is a good question. And the reason why is because WrestleMania is tonight. Actually, not only is it tonight, it's tomorrow night too. So listen, a long time ago, WrestleMania was just one night. It's about a 3-hour event, a 4-hour event. But now here it is in 2023, April 1st in the year 2023. They have two nights of WrestleMania. So, of course, I will be watching WrestleMania. Another thing that I'll be doing is I will be making a prediction. I'll be making a prediction tonight. I think that'll be my reel tonight. You know, usually I do the news, but you know, hey, you know what? It's my birthday. So can't I sit there and do something for myself for once? So that's right, Skydro. Let's go. Well, I think Viper just mentioned something in the chat about a Snake Eyes. I didn't see it. It just kind of like scrolled up before I could see it. Listen, I know I'm distracted. It's ADD. The reason why I say that is because you can be a part of the show. All of these people have already wished me a happy birthday in the chat, which is incredible. 122. Once again, looking incredible for a pink felt puppet. But yeah, so it's a celebration of wrestling. A celebration of wrestling because it is WrestleMania Saturday. And there's also tomorrow WrestleMania Sunday. Let me see here. WRESTL. Wrestle. RSTLE. WrestleMania 2023. That's here we go. And so hold on, we're doing some let's see here. This and you hit this and you're Jerry Moi, Jeremy from Authority Figure Studios. Shout out to you. Not sure if you know that it is my birthday, so gonna open up the phone lines in the next hour. So gonna open up those phone lines in a few moments. Probably, like I said, at the top of the hour. You can call into the show and wish me a happy birthday, and I'll put you live on the air. And here's what I want you to do. I'll let you guys think about this for the next 30 minutes or 27 minutes before I open up the phone lines. And what that is I want to know if you have a favorite WrestleMania moment or match or a wrestler, somebody that you remember wrestling when you were a kid. A lot of people remember the Hulk Hogan, the golden era of professional wrestling. Some people remember the Attitude Era as well. But one of the things that is interesting is that everybody does have a favorite wrestler. I know for a fact that shout out to Harry. Saw that Harry just came into the chat. Harry, I'm sure you have a favorite wrestler somewhere. It might not be a current wrestler, but a background wrestler. One of the things I was just thinking about a few moments ago, Cobra Viper. Me and Cobra Viper, we go back. He was able to save my producer at the first Joe Fest by getting him soup because my producer ended up getting sick. Now, listen, I was okay. Yeah, but my producer got bit by a snake and he got sick. No, the snake isn't what did it. It was just, it was the greasy fries, right? It was the greasy French fries. Anyways, Cobra Viper definitely credits to bringing my producer back to health. And so, but his favorite wrestler is the Macho Man Randy Savage, right? So, Casper just joined in. I'm sure that Casper has a favorite Ninja Turtles. Casper, you know what I did? Shout out to Casper real quick. Are you following Casper? It's Casper CDG, I think is what it is. And I'm not. There it is. Yeah, Casper CDG. Casper CDG on Instagram. One of the most prolific Ninja Turtle collectors around. Well, that's coming from me, somebody who has my original squishy head turtles. Yeah, the original Playmates ones. No, but one of the great things about is Casper is that he knows that, listen, I took a picture and I don't know if did I post it? Did I post it yet on Instagram? We didn't post it yet, did we? Oh my gosh, everything is going crazy. Thank you, Mark, for the happy birthday wishes. Jeremy says Mania 3, 1987, Macho Man versus Ricky Steamboat for the IC title. One of the greatest matches probably in the history of WrestleMania, if you're familiar with WrestleMania. WrestleMania 3 was the one, Pontiac Silverdome. And that's when Hulk Hogan defeated Andre the Giant in their epic battle. To this day, probably still one of the best WrestleManias that is out there. But Casper, what I wanted to tell you is that I brought a Ninja Turtle. It's the one dressed as the Undertaker. Wait a minute, he's back there. He's back there somewhere. Anyways, he's back there. So I did bring the Undertaker, but the Undertaker is Donatello and he's a Ninja Turtle. They did that a while back. They did this series of figures that were Ninja Turtle figures, but they were dressed up in wrestling cosplay. Basically, cosplay wrestling turtles. Right, yeah. They also have a 4 set of cosplaying Ghostbuster Ninja Turtles. Did you know that? The more you know. The more you know. So here it is once again, the birthday. Happy birthday to me. 122. Let's see here. The yes, about 12 inches. Yes. Hey, Casper, I'll send you a picture of the whole set a little bit later. But I will do that. Big nasties join in. See that too. But anyway, so here we are once again. It is the first day of April, and it is 9:37 here in the East Coast in the year 2023. Teenage cosplay wrestling turtles. That's right. So one of the things that I'm waiting for here is Dave ends up having the ability to call in here on this first segment. The only time I have the phones open is for Dave's direct secret line. So Dave, if you're out there, I'm just going to be waiting for your call here in a moment. Because Dave, if you're not familiar with Dave, Dave calls in every week. Now, he knows a lot of stuff in terms of, anime, old school cartoons. But one of the things, so Dave is a professor, by the way. I'm not sure if he's still professing, but he was a professor. And he runs a website. I believe it's a wrestling website. Anyway, so we're waiting for Dave to call up. And the reason why is because I need to get Dave's predictions. Because Dave's going to give me a set of predictions for tonight's WrestleMania. And that's really what we need to think about for the next, let's see here, probably 12 minutes or so. So, Dave, where the hell are you? Call into the show. He might be working. I don't know. I don't think he's working. Listen, I didn't get the memo that he was working. But this is working. The phone is working. So we're just waiting until he calls in with the secret number. There he is. I think this is it. So hold on. Dave, are you there?
Hey, man, happy birthday.
Oh, thank you so much. Yes, 122. When we were hanging out.
Don't look a day over 75.
Well, I tell you what, Sonny. I tell you what, there was those back in the days when wrestling events were at the carnival. You remember those days? Those were the days. I'm telling you what. No, Dave, listen, thank you so much for calling. I was just telling the audience that not only are you a professor, I call you the professor, Professor Dave, Professor Deep Cut Dave, but not only are you a professor, but you are a wrestling savant. Now, we talk about anime and anime, Japanese animation. We talk about regular cartoons, but one of your specialties is wrestling. And before we get started on these matches, do you have the list of matches at hand?
Well, I will.
Pull those up. When did you when did you?
WrestleMania.
Yeah, WrestleMania memories. When did you become a wrestling fan? How long have you been a wrestling fan?
Well, I think about I'd say probably about 1985. I watched Hulk Hogan's Rock and Wrestling on CBS.
You know what? I need to cue that up sometime in the next hour or two. So good, great reminder. So you said Hulk Hogan's Rock and Wrestling. That was the cartoon. That's when you started watching wrestling in general.
Well, I didn't start really watching it, really proper until about 87, 88.
Okay, that's right around the very first WrestleMania, is it not? One or two?
Well, more like WrestleMania 3 or 4.
3 or 4. Oh, so those were the ones at drum roll, please. The Trump Plaza Hotel. 4 and 5 were at the Trump Plaza Hotel. Trump being.
WrestleMania 3.
That was at the Pontiac. Oh, yeah, the Pontiac Silverdome was 3, but 4 and 5 were at the Trump Plaza Hotel, which is very ironic. Interesting week to bring that up. We'll talk about that later. So here we are. What is your favorite WrestleMania moment? Do you have a match or a moment in WrestleMania history that kind of really sticks out to you?
Say Randy Savage versus Ricky Steamboat, but that's already been mentioned.
Yes. Jeremy already mentioned that in the chat. But that is one of the classic all-time greatest matches in WrestleMania history.
Well, for probably most recent memory, I'd have to say Hulk Hogan versus The Rock.
Oh, you know what? That is an incredible match. Can you talk about that match for a few moments and like how the swinging of the audience and how all that happened?
Yeah. Well, it's just the power of the fans. I mean, here it is. The Rock's supposed to be the face, the good guy, and Hogan's Hollywood Hogan of the NWO, and the NWO's been invading the WWF or WWE, excuse me. But it's Hogan versus The Rock, and the crowd just goes behind Hogan like 120%.
Oh, he was complete. They completely started cheering for Hogan, and they were booing The Rock.
Yeah.
That was one of those moments where it kind of gave you chills because, like you said, they went into the match with one thing happening, and then out of nowhere, like you said, the crowd took over. Talk about the importance of the crowd and what that really means to these wrestlers and how it can just kind of sway things just on a dime.
Yeah, I mean, if the crowd loves you, they love you, and if they hate you, well.
If they hate you, they hate you, right?
Like they tried to make him heel, and he's saying all these horrible things, and it's like the crowd won't boo him.
Right. Oh man, Kurt Angle. I met Kurt Angle years ago. Years ago. He's not as big as he looks on television. He's kind of a small guy. I mean, it's sure height. He's still bigger than I am. Here I am, a puppet, and I'm saying that. But you know what I'm saying. Like in terms of, these guys look larger than life by the way they look on the television. Sometimes then you get next to them, they're not as really big.
Snake Roberts.
Oh, you know what? I saw him several years back. He was doing a speaking word tour. He came here through Richmond, Virginia, and I got to meet Jake the Snake at that at that event. That was pretty. It was at a nightclub. It was basically a spoken word, but it ended up being comedy. I tell you what, some of the stories that he was telling, everybody was laughing hysterically.
Well, he said, he was really aggravated with the fans because it's like, he wanted to take on Hogan for the title because that meant a bigger payday.
Right.
But, Vince is saying, no, the fans love you too much. We can't have two faces fighting.
Right, right. And it was interesting.
He's quite annoyed with the fans, but, y'all cost like a lot of paychecks.
Right, absolutely. And I believe the story of the wrestler with Mickey Rourke kind of shadows a little bit of Jake the Snake's kind of in terms of those inner demons, if you will, being a family man or trying to be a family man and a father. A lot of people say that the wrestling movie with Mickey Rourke kind of is almost like a shadowing of Jake the Snake. Have you heard that before?
I heard that.
Do you agree with or disagree?
To an extent. I mean, Randy Robertson's not nearly as messed up as Jake the Snake.
Right, indeed. Indeed.
I mean, when your dad's Grizzly Smith, there's nowhere to go but up.
Right, and yeah, good point. Good point. Somebody said Undertaker Kane, I think, a few moments ago, was a favorite match. Okay, so here we go. I have the matches pulled up. So tonight is night one. We're gonna go with night one first. We have about 6 or 7 minutes here to kind of go over these. So the first match we have is Braun Strowman Ricochet versus the Street Profits versus Alpha Academy versus Viking Raiders. Now, I don't know who half those people are, but I do know Braun Strowman and Ricochet, and I do know the Street Profits. So we just named off 4 of these tag teams. Who do you think is going to take this match?
Well, I'm going with Braun and Ricochet.
Braun and Ricochet, why? Why not? We're just throwing it up in there. Listen, I'm not really sure.
I don't know what. It's like they had strapped a rocket to him, and then it just fizzled out.
Right. It's like he came back. He was gone for a while. Then he shows back up, and it was just like, oh, now you're here at the bottom of the card. Tag team with Ricochet in a 4-way tag match. So it's
listen. They've never done anything with him since they hired him. But
right, and he's talented. He is talented, very acrobatic. All right, so Dominic Mysterio versus Rey Mysterio. This one's interesting. Who do you think is going to win this one?
Well,
I know that's a tough one, isn't it?
I'm going to have to go with Rey.
All right, so we're going with Rey. So we're going with Papa Bear. Papa Bear Rey is going to beat his son. Now, when you think about this particular match, Rey Mysterio, I believe, getting inducted to the Hall of Fame, been around a long time, and when I think about this match, I'm still out. I'm still out, but I do think that you might be right. You might be right with Mysterio. With Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, this angle does. I think it needs to come to an end. If they drag it out any longer, oof.
No, I completely agree with you with that too. Now Becky Lynch, Lita, and Trish Stratus versus Damage Control. CTRL, damage control. It's like, who's going to win this match?
I'm going to go with Becky, Trish, and Lita.
Probably because of the what is it? The legacy thing with them being their first WrestleMania in years, probably.
Yeah, I mean that would be logic would have say that they should win. I mean,
should win. So we'll see. But so we're thinking Becky Lynch, Lita, and Trish Stratus. Seth Rollins versus Logan Paul. Now this is interesting. Logan Paul has been in the WWE and been in a couple of different matches. A lot of people have been commending him, saying that he's actually pretty athletic. Now, no matter what you have to say about him, Tim being annoying on YouTube, if you like him, if you don't like him, so a lot of people follow him. So he is pretty famous in the whole social media circuit. But he has come into wrestling, and people say, I believe Triple H says he's a natural star, I believe is what Triple H said one time. So Seth Rollins, Logan Paul, who do you got?
I'm going to go with Logan Paul.
You're going to so Rollins is going to get over or have
He's going to put Paul over.
He's going to put Paul over. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Anyways, yeah, he's going to put Paul over. Seth Rollins being one of the most talented wrestlers around as well. So Undisputed Tag Team Championship, the Usos versus Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. Who do you got?
Well, I want to say Owens and Zayn.
But there's a but there. There's a but there. There's a but there. I hear the but.
But I mean, here's the thing. Tomorrow night it's going to be Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes.
Right. We'll get there in a minute. But yes, you're correct.
Right. So if Roman loses to Cody, and Cody won WrestleMania, and this is going to be his WrestleMania moment, and they've really been pushing, he wants the title and all that. Okay, so if I don't see an entire faction losing all the belts at one event.
Okay, so that was what I was gonna. That was one of the things I was thinking about. So if the Usos drop the belts tonight, does that mean Roman wins tomorrow?
Maybe.
So
or, Cody managed to tear all of his muscles off again. So.
Right. All right. So we'll get to that. We'll get to that in a bit. But I'm thinking. I guess you're probably thinking Cody Rhodes. But we'll talk about that in just a second. Now we have Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley for tonight. What do you think?
Oh my God, Rhea.
All right. So Rhea's going to beat Charlotte Flair.
I think so.
All right. Okay. And the last one for tonight is Austin Theory versus John Cena.
I'm going to go with Theory.
You're going to go with Cena's going to get Theory over.
Yeah, I mean he's not a full timer. He doesn't need the U.S. title anymore.
That makes sense. Yeah, I wasn't sure.
If Theory wins, that would really help push him, make him more credible, I think.
Sure. No, I completely agree. I was wondering that myself, whether or not that was going to happen. Now, real quickly, let's burn through these. So tomorrow night, we have Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez versus Natalya, and Shotzi versus Ronda Rousey, and Shayna Baszler versus Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville. Who's going to win that?
I'm going with Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez.
Okay, so Liv and Rodriguez for that one. So the next match we have Brock Lesnar versus Omis.
Yeah.
Omis.
Yeah. Brock.
Is it going to be a squash?
More than likely.
So you think it's going to be a squash done in about 90 seconds or less?
Probably. They may try to beat the Bundy's S.D. Jones match. So.
Right. Oh, that's true. I remember that. That's a good reference. Edge versus Finn Balor. Hell in a Cell tomorrow. Edge versus Finn Balor. I believe that Finn Balor is going to be the Demon King. The Demon King persona. So who's going to win this one?
Well, I'm going to go with Finn on this one.
Is it because we haven't seen his demon persona in a while?
Probably, and also, I mean, if I see them maybe switching it up a little bit. I mean, like Dominic loses, his match to like Rhea and
Oh, because they're a faction, right?
right.
Right. Okay. There
Yeah,
you
I
go.
don't
Good.
see an
Yeah. Right.
entire faction losing at one event.
All right. So the matches are going to be split up some kind of way. Intercontinental Championship: Gunther versus Sheamus and Drew McIntyre. Who's going to win that one?
I'm thinking Gunther.
So he's going to retain, hold the belt against those two. Raw Women's Championship: Bianca Belair versus Asuka. Who do you got for that one?
I'm going with Bianca.
All right. So Bianca's going to retain. And then, of course, we have the very last one. We were talking about it just a few moments ago. Roman Reigns on his third WrestleMania title defense versus Cody Rhodes. Who do you got?
Well, assuming Cody doesn't break all of his bones getting out of the bathtub, I'm going to go with Cody.
Cody is going to take it. The Usos retain tonight because, like you said, a full faction, is not going to lose.
Right, and also it might, the Usos could then kick, like Jey Uso could be the new tribal chief.
Oh, right. They could kick out Roman and say you've not been honoring the name, blah blah blah. And then I believe Roman will go on a sabbatical. Didn't I read something about that he was going to go on a sabbatical?
I heard. I couldn't verify.
Well, one of the things I can verify is that Michigan and I believe Colorado, is it Michigan and Colorado? Anyways, two states are in the process of legalizing gambling for wrestling matches. Now we got to remember. So I'm not joking. Now you can already bet one matches across the pond. So you have to go through like a routing company, blah blah blah. So you can already bet on wrestling matches. But I'm talking about wrestling matches being able to be betted here in the United States. Two states are going to do it. And it's very interesting because the winner of said match will not be told until right before they walk out, probably when they're in the gorilla position, is who's going to determine who's going to win. That way they keep it under wraps. Nobody really knows. And then therefore it can be above board. But I thought it was kind of interesting that I saw that, predetermined wrestling matches is something that could be betted on. A lot of money laundering opportunities there.
I remember Vegas was running bets on the Friends finale.
That's true. That's true. Listen, there's bets for everything. But this one is just kind of, it is new. It's new. And like I said, it was about a week or two ago when I saw that. Well, Dave, listen, I want to thank you for calling into the show. Thank you for, of course, with your predictions. I'll be texting you throughout the evening during the matches just to seeing where you're right, where you're wrong. And I'll probably give my predictions a little bit later this afternoon on my social media accounts. But Dave, thank you so much for calling in. You have an amazing WrestleMania weekend, and we'll be chatting with you next week.
Okay, see you later, man.
Yep, that is Deep Cut Dave. That is Deep Cut Dave. And once again, WrestleMania tonight and tomorrow. And well, of course, that's what we've been playing all morning long so far as wrestling themes. Got two more here for you real quickly. And then we'll be back at the top of the hour, opening up the phone line so you can call in and wish me a happy birthday as we continue to talk about wrestling and a whole bunch of other crazy stuff. Oh, I got some packages to open. It's my birthday. Yeah, I got two packages that I can open up. All right, cool. I'm going to open up some packages here when we come back on the other side of the break. If you want to see that, you want to go to @SamNewsMan on Instagram, @SamNewsMan on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter. You'll be able to see me live. But if you're driving around, if you got places to go, download the Live 365 app and search WDCE. That way you can listen to these theme songs that I'll be playing right here in just a moment. So anyways, broadcasting live from the WDCE studios out of the University of Richmond, you're listening to 90.1 FM here on the first day of April. No, that's not an April Fool's joke. And yes, it's my birthday, 122. It is 9:55 here on the East Coast. And like I said, I got two little themes here coming up. And we'll be back on the other side of the break for the only radio show dedicated to the magic and nostalgia of Saturday morning, hosted by me, a real puppet. From the most trusted puppet in media, reporting since Roswell, I'm Sam Newsman, and this is Saturday Morning.
Wrestling has more than one royal family.